Welcome to the deep dive. So, when most of us think about Thomas Paine's common sense, we immediately go to the big ideas, right? The arguments against kings and all that.
The philosophy, sure. It's powerful stuff.
It is. But today, we're going to skip the philosophy. We're jumping straight into the nuts and bolts.
The practical side.
Exactly. The argument that America was, physically and materially ready to go it alone. We're doing a deep dive on America's arsenal.
And that's really the genius of how he structured the pamphlet. He knew you couldn't just argue for liberty on ideals alone. You had to prove it was actually doable.
He saves it for the end, doesn't he?
He does. Section 4 of the presentability of America. He's basically saying separation isn't some desperate gamble. It's a certainty. Why? Because the colonies already had every single thing they needed.
And that's our mission today. We want to unpack that. Forget the abstract principles for a minute. We want the receipts. What actual stuff, what resources did Paine say the colonies had to stand up to the most powerful navy in the world?
Well, his blueprint was surprisingly simple, really elemental. He lists just 4 key ingredients, all from America's natural produce.
Which were?
Tar, timber, iron, and cordage. That's it. And the crucial insight, the whole point, was that because you have all of that right here, you need go abroad for nothing.
Complete independence in your supply chain from day one.
Exactly. That's the bedrock of his whole practical argument.
That list seems so specific, though. I mean, why the intense focus on building a navy? Wouldn't you think a pamphlet about independence would be about, I don't know, gunpowder or rifles?
Because for Paine, security is independence. And security for a coastal nation means a navy. He saw that America was, as he put it, happily situated to build one.
Happily situated how?
He compares it to, say, Russia. Russia has all the timber in the world, but it's almost shut out from the sea. It's landlocked. For America, the resources weren't just there. They were right next to the coast, ready to be used. They were strategic assets.
Okay, so the geography works. But a massive fleet, that still sounds incredibly expensive for colonies with no national budget. How did he sell the cost?
Well, he reframes it. He doesn't call it an expenditure. He says a navy is sound policy. It's an investment that unites commerce and protection. It pays for itself.
An investment. I like that.
And he actually ran the numbers. He calculated that building a fleet as big as Britain's in 1757, which was worth about 3.5 million pounds.
A huge sum.
A huge sum. But it could be covered by just 1/20th of Britain's national debt at the time. He even argues that having a national debt is a good thing, a national bond that ties everyone to the new government.
That handles the cost, but then there's the labor. Where do you find thousands of experienced sailors and shipbuilders overnight? You can't just teach a farmer how to rig a ship.
And that's the next practical hurdle he jumps right over. He says you don't need everyone to be an expert. A few good sailors can quickly teach active landmen the basics.
Okay, so you can train them?
Better than that, the timing was perfect. Because of the British blockades, America's fisheries were shut down. That meant, thousands of our sailors and shipwrights were idle. They were available right then. It was a window of opportunity.
A surge capacity and skilled labor that you might never get again. That combination of resources and available men, it really creates a sense of urgency, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He drives that home by talking about distance. The British fleet is 3,000 miles away. It's useless for what he calls sudden emergencies.
Right. By the time they get there, it's too late.
Whereas an American Navy right on its own coast would instantly have a 2-to-1 advantage over any fleet that has to sail back and forth to Europe to get refit.
Which brings him to his final chilling point about delaying. Why wait?
Exactly. Procrastination is dangerous. He warns that just a year earlier, a common pirate could have sailed up the Delaware and held Philadelphia for ransom. Indecision wasn't a neutral choice. It was actively inviting disaster.
So what does all this mean for you, the learner? What Paine was arguing is that American independence wasn't some reckless, passionate gamble. It was a pragmatic certainty.
That was a business plan.
Right. It was founded on raw materials, a massive geographic advantage, and this perfect fleeting moment in time to use an experienced labor force that just happened to be unemployed. Independence was guaranteed by an arsenal they already had.
And if we can leave you with one final thought, it connects right back to the philosophy. Paine famously said that in America, the law is king. He's replacing a person with a principle. So, if your new nation has every single thing it needs to physically protect itself, what logical reason is there for your law, your sovereignty, to still be a subject of a king an ocean away? That material self-sufficiency is what makes the political idea possible.